That being said, now I'm going to move on to the actual game. And then there's been a lot of talk and heated controversy about this game that has been going on right now. You've seen big sites like IGN and GameSpot and all these big sites right here give the games 8.5, 9s, 9.5, and all stuff like this. But flip around to the other side, you go to Metacritic, and you have scores of like 1, 1.5, 2. This game sucks. They hate this game. So what is it with this big disparity that's going on with this game? Is it this high or is it this low? It's one or the other. This is what I think. Now, I've been seeing this for the longest. I personally say you can't trust YouTube sites like IGN and GameSpot on video game reviews. You just can't do it because these guys are getting promotional ads all the time from PlayStation, from Capcom. I'm not saying they're getting paid for the reviews. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, if they're getting all this money for advertisement, they're not going to rate the game a 4.5 or 5, whatever, regardless of the issues that it have. Meanwhile, you have the other side of the user base trashing the game right now because they're not getting what they thought they were going to get. Now, here is my interpretation of what the game should be, and I'll tell you this for a second. Street Fighter V is a game you're either going to hate or you're going to love. There is no middle ground in between, and you notice that between the high score and the low score. And I'll tell you why. Because this game is specifically designed 100% for the FGC. If you don't know what the FGC is, this game is not meant for you. That's all it is to it. It's the fighting game community. This game was put out in February because they have a lot of tournaments happening. In the summertime, people need to practice, and that's what the game is made for. Now, you have a lot of casual fans that played other fighting games that are things that they expect to have in a fighting game that they're not getting. You have games like Mortal Kombat X. You have games like Injustice. You even have Dead or Alive 5 that just have things like, for instance, story mode, arcade mode, versus mode against the computer, a tutorial mode that trains you on how to play the game. 8-man lobbies. And none of these things Street Fighter V have at all. They're completely missing any of this stuff. I mean, there is a story mode, but it's so bland and it's so lackluster, you might as well not even have it in there. The story is completely uninteresting, and it's just a cardboard cutout panel with text in there, and that's it. It's not actually a real story. There's no 8-man lobbies. These are things you not only expect, like you just assume that a fighting game will have this stuff. Street Fighter, on the other hand, has never had these types of modes in their games before. The last Street Fighter game that came out was in 2009. But in 2009 versus 2016, the playing field has changed. You can't get away with the same stuff you did 7 years ago. You have to update in order to get the casual fans involved into it. Because if the casual fans don't care about taking one character, practicing that character for the next 30 hours, moving on to the next character, practicing for 30 hours, playing this online match, studying this online match, studying Frame Dam on YouTube. If you don't care about that stuff, you're going to be disappointed in this game. And I completely understand why they would bash this game on Metacritic and bash on the internet altogether. Now, I will say this. What the game does right, it does great. It does flawlessly. These are some of the best graphics I've ever seen in a fighting game before. Has the best gameplay I've seen in Street Fighter before. I do feel like this is the easiest one to pick up out of any game you've played before. But at the same time, it has just as much depth, if not more. So it's easy to pick up, but harder to master than any Street Fighter game we've seen before. Lag, I've always seen no lag. Online runs smoothly. Especially after the first day after they patched it. It just, and you have 16 players in this one. Now, I know the last game had 44 characters in it versus 16 getting in this one. But you know what? I would rather have 16 characters that play completely different than 44 characters where like 10 or 12 people play the exact same. You're getting, it's quantity. I mean, it's quality over quantity. That's what you're getting with this game. So that's what I say about Street Fighter V. When it all boils down to it, I give the game a 3 3 out of 5. That's what I give it. So it's not what IGN and GameSpot is making it. It's not what the fanboys are trashing it. It just depends on what you're looking for. If you are in the fighting game community and you are training and you have a bunch of guys you're trying to play against, this game is going to give you everything you need and you're fine with it. If you're a casual fan and you expect story mode and you expect challenge mode and you expect the game to teach you how to play the game, you're going to be disappointed.